All right, let's jump right in. If you're a founder or you're on a small business that hosts events, you absolutely know this feeling. You're the heart of it all, which is great, but you also end up being the chief bottleneck. You know that one person everything has to go through? And that's what's really slowing down your growth.
And this quote, it just says everything, doesn't it? Every single minute you spend on some repetitive, low-value task is a minute you're not spending on strategy or on those really important conversations that actually move the needle. The stakes here are just incredibly high.
It's a tough question, I know, but we have to ask it. Why are you the one slowing things down? Now look, this isn't about blame. It's about finding the friction point so we can actually fix it. And you know what? The fix might be a whole lot simpler than you think.
And that, right there, is the big idea for today. Scaling your events isn't about finding a way to clone yourself or pulling 20-hour days. No way. It's about building smart, automated systems that do the work for you even when you're not working. So take a look at this. Does any of this sound familiar? You're the only one who can do the follow-ups. You're sending out reminders by hand. You've got that, oh, I'll send that out later energy, which, let's be real, means opportunities are just dripping away. These are all just symptoms of the exact same problem.
So, to build a better system, we've got to zoom out and understand the entire journey. It doesn't stop when someone registers or even when they attend the event. The real magic, the real growth happens after that, when they engage with you, when they're retained in your world, and ultimately, when you monetize that relationship.
And this is where things get really interesting. See this gap? Most founders pour every ounce of energy they have into just getting people to show up. But the real, scalable, predictable revenue, that happens after the event is over, in those retention and monetization phases.
Just take a second and really think about it. Where is the chaos for you? Is it getting people registered in the first place? Is it the follow-up with attendees? Or is it that post-event black hole where all those great conversations and hot leads just fizzle out? Pinpointing that mess is the very first step to cleaning it all up.
So what's the solution? Well, it's automation. But let's reframe what we mean by that. This is not about getting rid of the human touch. It's about making it better. It's about perfecting it. Automation handles the boring stuff, the timing and consistency, so that you are free to focus on what really matters, the relationships.
And here's exactly how that works. Think about it. A smart reminder isn't robotic, it's helpful. A follow-up email that's triggered by something they actually did during the event feels personal and relevant. This is all about using technology to be more human, not less.
This right here, this is the golden rule. Automate the logistics, the reminders, sending out the replay. But you have to stay human in the DMs, the personal check-ins, the strategy calls, because every single one of those relationship touchpoints is a revenue touchpoint.
Okay, so you're bought in. But how do you actually build this thing? Let's get practical. We're going to move into the blueprint, starting with the core technology you're going to need.
You really only need 4 essential layers. First, a way to handle registration and reminders. Second, a system for your email or SMS follow-ups. Third, you need a central CRM, a contact hub where everyone lives. And finally, a workflow for that crucial post-event nurture. And remember, the specific tools you use matter way less than how well they're all connected.
And please remember this critical warning. If your registration tool doesn't talk to your email tool and neither of them talk to your CRM, you've got data silos. And every single silo is a crack that leads and yes, revenue can and absolutely will fall right through. This chart just makes the value so tangible. Instead of you manually chasing down people who didn't show up, you have an automated sequence that does it for you. Instead of spending an hour sending out replay links, it's delivered instantly with a clear call to action. Each one of these little automations saves you time and, just as importantly, prevents human error.
All right, now for my favorite part, the part where the real money is made. Let's talk about the system that's specifically designed to make sure not a single engaged lead is left behind after your event is over.
So here's how it works. First, your system automatically tags people who attended versus those who were no-shows. Boom, that's 2 totally different follow-ups right there. Then it segments them even further based on how they engaged. Did they ask a question? Did they click a link? Then it automatically sends them a relevant next step offer based on that specific behavior. And here's the real aha moment. You're not just sending one generic follow-up anymore. You're creating multiple, personalized journeys that run completely on autopilot. And crucially, all of this data syncs right back to your CRM.
And that is the fundamental mindset shift. A well-automated event stops being a source of work and becomes a powerful engine for your sales process. It actually warms up your leads and delivers them to you, reducing friction instead of creating a mountain of admin work for you to do later.
And here it is, the bottom line. We're talking about saving 10 or even more hours for every single event you run. Just let that sink in for a second. That is a massive, massive return on the time it takes to set this stuff up.
No, seriously, what would you do? Would you have more strategic conversations with partners? Would you actually talk to your hottest leads one-on-one? Would you plan your next big business move? Or maybe, just maybe, you take a well-deserved break. The possibilities here are genuinely transformative. And that's the future you're building towards, a system that delivers pre-qualified leads, which naturally shortens your sales cycles. You get to finally stop chasing people and start having the meaningful conversations that actually drive your revenue. It's about getting results without the burnout.
So let's end with this one question. Don't try to boil the ocean. Looking at everything we just covered, what is the one system, maybe it's your reminders, maybe it's your follow-up, maybe it's just getting your tools to talk to each other, what's the one thing you'll commit to improving before your next event? Because that one small step, that's how you go from being the chief bottleneck to being the chief visionary of your business.